Have you ever heard of Cannon Hinnant? If you haven't, you should. Cannon Hinnant was 5 years old. He was gunned down by a 25-year-old black man. Cannon Hinnant was a young white boy. It's important I'm talking about race here, and there's a good reason for it. Cannon Hinnant's funeral was today. Cannon Hinnant was riding his little bicycle, on his father's property when a 25-year-old black man is charged with coming up and just taking a gun and shooting him at point blank range. The same guy was apparently friendly with the family. He had a beer with the father the night before. Everything seemed to be fine. Something set him off. Now, have you heard about this story in the news? You may have by now, starting to gain some steam, but it's been pretty obvious that there's been a major blackout of this story because the young boy was white and the alleged assailant and killer was black. Reverse the situation and you can imagine what would have happened in the media. Even look at what happened with George Floyd and everything with him in comparison to Cannon Hinnant. His life is obviously at least as valuable as George Floyd. I'm sure that a 5-year-old boy is a lot more innocent than a troubled man with a history of problems with the law and drugs. He was at least as valuable. Where is the concern for him? Now, interestingly, I went and looked up to see what kind of coverage I would see online about this. And I'll tell you what jumps out at me immediately. What jumps out is there is some coverage of this online because they have to cover it to some extent. They can't completely ignore it. But what do? When you read the story, there's nowhere in the headline where it says that the alleged killer was black or is black. He's still around. He's in police custody right now. Why don't you see that the alleged killer is black? Because they don't want you to know. They just want you to see the story. Here's a 5-year-old boy. Isn't it sad that this 5-year-old boy was shot and killed? They would rather you don't pick up on the fact that the assailant, the killer, was black and is black. Now, just to give you an example here, I just pulled up, I took the words 5-year-old shot, okay, to see what it would pull up here in the news cycle here online. I see something by CNN. A 25-year-old man has been charged doesn't say a 25-year-old black man has been charged in the shooting death of 5-year-old Cannon Hinnant, a 25-year-old man. Imagine again if this was flipped around. If this was a white man that came up and shot in the head a little black boy riding his bike on his father's property. Can you imagine? Would their headline just say a 25-year-old man, or would it say a 25-year-old white man has been charged in the shooting death of 5-year-old Cannon Hinnant, who was black, right? The next one by Daily Journal says, father of 5-year-old shot. I screamed for somebody to help me. And it's horrible, right? Doesn't say anything about black. Next one, ABC 7, New York. 5-year-old shot, killed point blank while outside in North Carolina. 25-year-old, that's all it says, 25-year-old charged with murder. And so on and so on. Police, this is USA Today. Police, North Carolina man. What kind of man? Doesn't say. North Carolina man faces murder charge in shooting death of 5-year-old boy. No race is mentioned. Ordinarily, in a good society, we wouldn't be mentioning the races anyway. We would just say, man kills boy, whatever. But the media has given us this. White man put his knee on the neck, killing black man, right? The media has given us all this race stuff to divide us and take down America. And I'm just showing you the example of this. It's so clear what their agenda is and how they're trying to keep this quiet. International Business Times, 5-year-old shot in North Carolina riding his bike. Suspect new victim, no color. Yahoo, 5-year-old boy murdered in North Carolina. Nothing about color. Daily Beast, very liberal. Cops arrest man who allegedly shot 5-year-old on his bike. Charlotte Observer, everyone is crying after 5-year-old boy is shot and killed at his home in Wilson. KHOU, family seeks justice after 5-year-old North Carolina boy shot and killed, suspect arrested. St. Louis Post-Dispatch, man charged in murder of 5-year-old boy playing outside his home. And on and on and on. You get the picture here. What else do I need to say? I've proven I can't find a single article here. I can scroll as long as I want. It doesn't look like I'm going to find any articles. There may be one in here too. Maybe a more conservative or more fair type of news outlet might say something about this being a black man that allegedly did the killing. I can't find it. I'm scrolling right now talking to you. I can't find a single article of any kind talking about the race of the killer or the 5-year-old boy. I wish, Cannon, may you rest in peace, and may your parents find peace. I know I saw an article from his mother that she was just incensed and basically said she'll burn America down to make sure that this killer rots in hell. I understand what she's going through, and I wish her peace. I wish the father peace as well. And in any case, let's bring some fairness forward here. I'm trying to do that here. Let's be honest about what's going on in America today. Call the shots as we see them. And let's bring back a united America. Enough of ripping our country apart. And please, whatever you do, stop watching the mainstream media. Stop it.
Get some help.
Watch something else. Go online. Do your own research. You're going to have to start to be Americans again. Wake up. Do your own research. Do not depend on the mainstream media. They are the enemy of the people. And I mean that. President Trump has said it. You can see it here. If they're not an enemy of the people, why won't they report the facts as given? All right. Enough said here. Let's keep this short. Thank you so much for being with me. Patrick Rooney with oldschoolus.com. I'm trying to get the information out here. You don't see me as much lately because, hey man, I got to make a living. I'm doing as best I can. Thanks for being with me. We have a lot to do here. The elections are less than 3 months away, and there is a lot to do here to expose what is happening so that, God willing, we will keep our country. Thanks so much for being with me today.